All right, let me hear your review, you big man.
All right, so I did Cousin Stizz on trying to find my next thrill. And I say I don't know why it's called that.
Cousin Stizz
Doesn't mention that at all.
Okay.
I may be doing a bit of
shit going crazy. As a hard line.
I may be foreshadowing it a little bit, but I don't see how this could be an album. That's more of a playlist.
Okay.
It's got no like cohesion. It doesn't. None of the songs have anything to do with each other.
Okay.
So the opening track, Meds, has a fairly boring flow on the chorus, and he repeated that flow all throughout the first verse. So it wasn't the best start to the album I've heard. But on verse 2, he did switch it up, and it sounded normal. The production is fucking good, though. The sub bass is so distorted, and it just sounds mean. I will play a little bit of it, but shout out Lil Rich. I've never heard of him before, but he is solid. Meds by Cousin Stizz. But it sounds so, like, dark. I don't really know how he gives it such a dark vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what tools you can use to, like, make that. And that bass, it's reminiscent of The Hills.
Sort of, yeah.
Like, it's very, I don't think it's as powerful,
Yeah,
but it's very cinematic. Yeah. I don't know when, but like, this is the first song. We're 35 seconds in.
It's pretty fire, actually.
I don't mind the flow, but it's like that way for about like a minute and 20 seconds.
Right.
So it's quite... What are you looking at?
Oh, man. Just stretching that.
Oh. Perfect, which is the next track, features Young Miami. It's also produced by Lil Rich, and it's a very dark-sounding beat. It's only the second track, but so far Stizz is not doing the beats justice at all. He literally says at one point, all up in her mouth like a dentist.
That's hard.
I know. Miami was okay. She was better than Stizz. The chorus of the track basically said, ride with me, bitch, you perfect. Slide with me, bitch, you perfect. And kept rhyming like ride.
Yep.
At the end of Miami's verse, she had a line that I really liked. City girls, we up, perfect. Oh no, sorry. City girls up, we perfect. Cheat on you, bitch, I'm worth it. That's pretty cold.
Yep.
Anonymous features Smino, produced by Kenny Beats. I'm expecting something very good here. Stizz was on the chorus, and it was actually really good. When it be coming to bucks, I need the checks, all of them. I can't remember the flow of this at all. It's been like half a week since I listened to it, but when it be coming to bucks, I need the checks, all of them. When it be coming to sluts, they give me neck, all of them. Still never giving a fuck. We're gonna pull up, ball on them. Daydreaming in the cart, bout feeling my bros, all of them. His verse was actually good too. He was a little bit auto-tuned, and he really explored his melodies a lot more. He seemed a lot less to like dabble with changing the pitch of his voice as the flow played out. Smino, of course, killed it though. RR, which is hard to say, like it's just two R's, that's the title of the track. Like, I don't know if it's easy to say with an American accent, but RR is, I don't know. At first I thought maybe it stands for Rolls Royce, but he doesn't mention that at all. I don't know why it's called that. It's got a pretty bad chorus. Who gone ride, I'm a roll. 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 Roll. I don't know why it's called that. Just repeats 8 times. It only had one verse, and it had a very... I think I've missed a word here. I said it only had one verse, and it had a very flow.
Very nice.
I can't remember if it's good or bad. Alright, let's give it a listen. What's the song called? Anonymous. Let's give it a go. I honestly cannot remember it. Oh, there you go. But that's how that flow goes.
Yeah.
And he repeats the chorus twice every single time too. It's quite repetitive.
Yeah.
This one's pretty cool. Oh wait, I was talking about Smino. Oh no, wait, we're reviewing RR, which is this one. Might be. This is quite bad. Oh, this is the boring chorus. Yeah, I don't like that at all. But I did like the content a lot more in this one. He describes how he lost a friend of his, how another one got locked up. He's not going into great detail, but then he sort of says that you just have to deal with it. Life is a test that sucks, and sometimes you'll put in the right answer, and it'll still mark you wrong. You just have to suck it up and move on. So, yeah, I do like the message on that one. And this track is the first one in the album that has a message, so I'm hoping we'll get to see more of it.
Yeah.
STP, Straight to the Paper. I didn't really like this one. The beat wasn't that great. And Stizz kept this really annoying flow all throughout the song. It wasn't a great flow to start with. But hearing a whole song with just one flow is irritating, no matter what the flow is. If it's just one flow, that's quite,
boring.
Yeah. So features Sean Wire, who I haven't heard of before. He's got 2 verses and they're okay. Very reminiscent of Rich the Kid, actually. But the chorus that he does is really good. It's got such a good melody. Stizz was actually really good as well. I was expecting a lot more like Stizz's verse here when I decided to listen to this album.
Right.
He had multi-syllable rhymes all throughout his verse. It was a pretty long verse as well. It was him looking back at when he used to have holes in his sneakers and he was working all the time. And he realizes that he still has to keep that pace up if he wants to stay where he is. I'll read a little bit of it out. Inside my pocket, keep more of it. Chances was more than slim. All we know is the boy is go and get. Never let go when you're holding it. Tension was more than thick. How come you want me to starve when you know I will go to war for it and drop it all on a hit? So yeah, the rhymes are sort of like weaving in and out of each other there. That was very, very nice. Off With Your Head is up next. Another track produced by Lil Rich, so of course it's got a very dark vibe to it. Stizz was really good on the verses. I legitimately enjoyed both of them. But the chorus was such a miss. It starts out good, like the first sort of half of the line is good. Every time I pop out, leave it dead. You ain't stick to the script. Now it's off with your head. Now it's off with your head. And it's so like... It just takes you out of the song, I guess. I don't know. It's very hard to sing along to. Toast to That features Freddie Gibbs and Lil Rich on production. This song really helped me pinpoint why I haven't been enjoying this album so far. With him right next to Freddie, it was very obvious. He does not change his energy throughout the song.
Keep that same energy.
The first few lines of Freddie's verse follows the same flow as the chorus. Gangsters never die, so let's toast to that. Fuck your bitch, I take her on trips, but ain't no postin' that. And then there's like a riser, and the 808s hit hard, and then he switches it up and goes, I mix it up with the beat Tweezy. Vitamins good for my gigs. They blow Trader Joe with that organic dope and 100-pack stuffed in the freezer. And he's like, not only rapping fast, but like giving it a lot more enthusiasm. But Stizz, on the other hand, starts his verse out with, Shorty talk crazy. We all in black. We all black masks. All my neighbours strap. And then there's just a riser. 808s hit hard, and he's still there. We've been getting money from the jump. I came through. Felony inside my trunk. And it honestly, it makes it hard to enjoy just hearing the same level of energy. Like when you hear the drums, you want more hype, and he's just not giving it to you. One thing he tends to do as well is emphasize the last word of every line. Like he's trying to help us out with finding which word rhymes. It gets really annoying. Jump Out the Phone features Brady Watt and Levin Kelly. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, but Levin has the chorus He's got a very good voice. He's a singer, not a rapper, and he sounds very similar to The Weeknd. Not quite as high as old Abel. But Stizz is falling. His rhymes in his verse here remind me of chants on his last album. So stay by the phone and never leave me alone. Trying to find a way when I'm away from home. You mad when I'm gone. That little mouth gone. Get that ass in trouble. But I still love you. That's why I hug you.
Hug.
Like, that's so weak. He also has, I'll put you in some gold because you my nugget.
I like chicken nuggets.
Mate,
If you don't like chicken nuggets, you're just weird.
who's doing the 24 for 10 at the moment?
Both.
They're sort of, both of them are at the moment.
Pretty sure, yeah. Well, definitely McDonald's.
Oh, mate, I'm so getting that.
I'm pretty sure I saw something.
I'm tempted to, like, skip dinner tonight, just eat nuggets. Two-Face is...
Blueface, baby.
It's just him. The chorus on this is easily his best yet, though. It's got a very good flow. When the drums drop as the verse comes in, he falls back a little bit. Like, so when I say drops, I mean, like, you know, they stop. They don't, like, drop like that. You know, like, you don't hear any drums, and he sort of falls back. And then the drums come in halfway through the verse, and he picks up the pace again.
Right.
So this one is actually pretty good. I also really like the line, trying to come out the mud, you kind of get used to the rain. I like that a lot. What You Bout is another solo track just by him. It only has one verse, which was pretty good. Nothing really to comment on, but there wasn't anything weak. The pre-chorus was fucking banging, though. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
One of the only bits of the album that I actually sing along with. Way back when, sold the grams at the house, bro trapped out, got the pound by the couch, keep an eye peeled for the feds unannounced, homicide, drugs, money, sex, what you about. But the chorus was pretty bad. It was just the last line, homicide, drugs, money, sex, what you about, repeated like over and over again. Like, he could have just cut that out and made the pre-chorus the chorus, and then it would have been actually good. Beeman is a great track, though. It's got a very soft electronic beat, and it's the first... The first verse is the most intelligent thing I've heard him say. Blessed up like I've got the deacon round me. Blessed up like I've got the deacon round me. Your soul for the money, that's an evil bounty. Came a long way for the Suffolk County days. Mud on the plate, I just had to eat around it. Know how I be, just got to see to find me. I be missing home, just got to keep the climate. I ain't going back swiping and keep it declining. Make a plus out of mine, it's got to be somebody. Like, that's some woke shit. Traumatized is the second last track, and holy shit, this is actually good. It's about someone that you thought was your friend, and then they fucked you over. He never went into detail about what his friend did, but he did go into detail about how it made him feel. This track had trumpets, violins, slow guitars, even a bloody choir, like of people singing. And the chorus goes, apologize, but that's not the issue. Crossed me twice, now I can't forgive you. I'm traumatized, all the shit I've been through. Traumatized, everything I've been through. And it's a legitimately good track. Like, I enjoy this a lot. And then the message is the closer. And I think it's about getting a message from someone beyond. I can't really tell. The chorus is, sometimes you feel the word, sometimes you feel the words and can't figure where they're from. Messages from us sent to you with love. So I think that's what it's about. I don't really know.
Some sort of seance. Some sort of Ouija board.
So overall, it was a quite bad album.
Right.
He had a very good three song run at the end, which he is very lucky for, because that leaves a good taste in your mouth. Like right now, with the rating I'm about to give it, seems harsh because I've just ended it on such a positive note. But it is a very bad album. I did not enjoy the majority of it. Go listen to Traumatized, though. That's legitimately banging. But I'm rating it a 3.8 out of 10.
3.8? Where'd you get the 0.8 from?
That's not quite a 4. I feel like 3.5 is a bit too harsh.
3.8. There you go. I don't think I've ever done a review I've only done a few with halves, but never any outrageous number like that.
I would say it's outrageous.
I
It's
think
just a number. It's the same as all the rest.
That's outrageous, sir.